Hello, my name is Svetlana Mintcheva. I'm Director of Programs at the National Coalition Against Censorship based in New York. We are a coalition of 50 American national organizations dedicated to defending freedom of expression. I would like to express my concern regarding the new amendment to the Japanese child pornography laws, especially the section of the amendment which specifies that manga and anime will be investigated in relation to criminal investigations of child abuse. I believe that such a disproportionate focus on the connection between cultural production and criminal behavior will have a chilling effect on the production of manga and anime, lead to self-censorship, and eventually seriously negatively affect a form of cultural production that is popular around the world. Manga and anime have many fans in the United States as well as in other parts of the world. Singling out manga and anime for special attention means that fantasy is treated as actual abuse of children, and that not only lightens the serious crime of child abuse, but also illegitimately punishes fantasy. People can have various fantasies, we might not like them, but nobody's hurt by a fantasy. Protecting fantasy is very important to protecting freedom of speech. Of course, child abuse is a really serious crime, and is a serious crime all over the world. But we have to make a very clear distinction between the crime of child abuse, between the criminalization of images of child abuse, which are criminalized precisely because they document the abuse of real children, and the criminalization of images that involve no real children in their production and are found to be criminal or found to be problematic just because they express ideas and products of the imagination that some people might not like. In 2002, the U.S. Supreme Court struck down a law which prohibited visual depictions, including photographs, films, videos, pictures, or computer-generated images of what appears to be a minor or is a minor engaging in sexually explicit conduct. Now, why did the Supreme Court strike this law down? It was because one has to make a very clear distinction between penalizing deeds and penalizing speech. In making the decision, the Supreme Court said that laws prohibiting the distribution and possession of child pornography ban speech because of the manner in which it is produced. That is, there was an actual abuse of children in the production of the material. But speech that is totally imaginary, images of what appear to be children, whether they're drawn images in manga and anime or whether they're images in film, they produce no victims. Nobody was abused in the production of that medium. So there has to be a very clear distinction between words and deeds. And the banning of mere words or mere images simply because somebody doesn't like them or simply because somebody claims subjectively that they could lead to bad deeds is an impermissible violation of the right to free speech. One may say that the investigation of the links between manga and anime and criminal behavior is just what it is, an investigation. It is not a criminal ban, and that is true. However, singling out one type of factor that could possibly affect human behavior. And we know human behavior is determined by many factors of the environment, of nature, nurture, and so on, including cultural products. But singling out one type of cultural products as something having possibly a direct causal connection to criminal behavior will inevitably lead people to use this kind of scrutiny as an argument to limit this type of cultural expression. There is always the fantasy that if we can have a magic bullet to resolve problems facing our culture, we should use it. And many people might think that the magic bullet is banning certain types of cultural expression. That is not the case. What could well happen is for this type of cultural expression to be chilled, to be self-censored by its producers, perhaps even banned due to advocacy by people who find political interest in banning this expression. But the result is unlikely to be the resolution of a social problem. The result will be a chilling of freedom of speech.